I retired at 55 years old, paid off house, healthy portfolio. A boat I had been promising myself since I was 32, sitting in a meeting I did not want to be in, staring at a catalog under the desk like a schoolboy with a comic book. I had the boat, I had the watch, I had the Tuesday mornings with nowhere to be and nothing to prove. Coffee going warm in a harbor full of light. I had everything on the list, every single item, checked off one by one over 30 years of early mornings and delayed gratification, and the quiet religious belief that if I just kept building, life would eventually begin. Life began on a Tuesday. On that boat, I sat there in the sun and I thought I should call someone, I should tell someone I made it. I went through the list in my head, the real people, not the contacts in my phone, the people whose voices I genuinely wanted to hear. It took me less than a minute, not because the list was long, because the list had almost nothing left on it. That was the morning I understood what I had actually been building for 30 years, and what I had been quietly, efficiently dismantling at the same time. They sell you a picture. Silver-haired couple on a sun-drenched terrace, shoes off on a beach. Always laughing on a boat, retirement, the reward, the destination, the moment life finally becomes the real thing, and I bought it completely. Here is what the picture does not show you. It does not show you the people who were supposed to be in it, because relationships are not savings accounts. You cannot neglect them for a decade and expect to find them waiting, patiently accruing interest, ready to bloom the moment you finally have time. They are closer to a plant than a portfolio. They require water regularly. On ordinary days when nothing special is happening and there is no occasion to justify the effort. Miss enough ordinary days and the plant does not pause. It does not send a warning. It simply, quietly, without drama or announcement, begins to die. By the time I arrived with my cleared schedule and my enormous appetite for the life I had deferred, I was not stepping into a waiting room full of people holding my place. I was knocking on doors that had quietly, without malice, closed, not slammed. Nobody slammed a door in my face. That would have been easier. They simply closed. The way doors close when enough seasons turn and enough ordinary days go by without your face in them. Raymond and I met in a dormitory hallway in September of 1979. 30 years of friendship. He was the best man at my wedding. I was his. We held each other's newborns in hospital corridors. We sat shoulder to shoulder at both our fathers' funerals, not saying a word because there was nothing to say and we both knew it. And then I entered my final decade of building. The calls got shorter. The visits got rarer. The friendship did not end. It did not have the decency to end. It simply thinned, like broth with too much water, still warm, still recognizable, no longer capable of sustaining anything. I called him the week I retired. Full of plans, the fishing trip we had been talking about since 1980-something. Weeknight dinners, time finally on our hands. Raymond was warm, genuinely warm. He laughed the way he always had, that big unguarded laugh that started in his chest. And then he said he would have to check his calendar. He had a full one now, built in the years I had not been available. A weekly card game with men I had never met, a hiking group, grandchildren he spent Tuesdays with, a life so carefully constructed that his oldest friend had to find a slot. He was not punishing me. He had simply done what humans do when they are not receiving what they need. He had built it somewhere else. We had lunch 3 weeks later, 2 hours, real laughter, genuine warmth, and a distance underneath all of it that neither of us mentioned, because naming it would not have helped either of us. I drove home and sat in the driveway for a long time. So here is what I need you to do tonight. Count your pallbearers, not who would attend your funeral, who would carry the casket, who is so genuinely irreversibly invested in your existence that they would need to be physically involved in putting you in the ground. If that list is shorter than 6 names or full of people you have not had a real conversation with in over a year, you are not wealthy. You are liquid asset rich and relationally bankrupt, and only one of those conditions will comfort you on the boat. I want to tell you what I know about joy at 65 that I did not know at 35. Joy is not a solo experience. It is fundamentally, irreducibly relational. It requires a witness. I sat on that boat on that Tuesday morning and I watched a pelican land on a post 10 feet away. Just sit there, enormous and ancient and completely unbothered by the world. And it was extraordinary. My first instinct was to turn to someone and point at it. There was nobody to turn to. The pelican was still extraordinary. The morning was still beautiful, but something went out of it, immediately and completely. The way a room goes flat when you realize you are the only one in it. Freedom without company is just a different kind of cage, a comfortable one, with better views and a boat in the harbor, but the bars are there. You find them when you reach out to share something beautiful and your hand meets nothing. I built that cage myself, year by year, with tremendous skill and the sincere belief that I was building towards something worth having. I just forgot to build the part that would make it matter. If you are still in the building phase, still climbing, still accumulating, still telling yourself the people in your life understand and will, wait. I am asking you to hear this. They will not wait indefinitely, not friends, not spouses, not even the most patient and devoted among them. People are not in a waiting room with your name on a ticket. They are living fully, continuously, building warmth and rhythm and community in the spaces you leave empty. And one day you will arrive right on schedule, exactly where you planned, everything checked off the list. And you will want to call someone, and the silence on the other end of that phone will be the truest measure of everything you built and everything you lost while you were building it. Go home tonight and tend something that cannot be put in a portfolio. Call the friend you have been meaning to call for 6 months. Show up somewhere you said you would show up. Make the ordinary deposit on the ordinary Tuesday. The boat can wait. The people cannot. I know because I got the sequence exactly backwards, and I have spent 10 years sitting with what that costs, on a beautiful boat, in a harbor full of light, with nobody left to point at the pelican.